Vasudevaya.
Narayanam namaskritya. Naram chaiva narottamam. Devim saraswatim vyasam. Tato yayam tirayat. Nasta praisha bhatarishu. Nityam bhagavata sevaya. Bhagavati uttamasloke. Bhakti bhavati naistiki.
Offer my respectful obeisances to the Supreme Personality, Narayan, to Narayan Rishi, the Supreme Most Human Being, to Mother Saraswati, the Goddess of Learning, and to Veda Vyasa, by regular attendance on classes and singing Bhagavatam, and rendering service unto the pure devotees of the Lord. Everything that is troublesome to the heart becomes practically, completely destroyed. And loving devotional service unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, whose praise through transcendental sounds becomes established as an irrevocable fact. Supreme Personalism. So text 18, right? Narada Muni, cursed by Prajapati Daksha, Ispit Aishvaram, Shastram, Utsriya, Banda, Mokshanu Darshanam, Vivikta, Param, Agyaya, Kim Asat, Karmavir, Bhavet, Aishvaram, Shastram, Utsriya, Banda Mokshanu Darshanam, Vivikta Padam Agyaya, Kim Asat Karmavir Bhavet, Aishvaram Shastram Utsriya, Banda Mokshanu Darshanam, Vivikta Padam Agyaya, Kim Asat Karmavir Bhavet,
Aishvaram Shastram Utsriya, Banda Mokshanu Darshanam, Vivikta Padam Agyaya, Kim Asat Karmavir Bhavet,
Aishvaram Shastram Utsriya, Banda Mokshanu Darshanam, Vivikta Padam Agyaya, Kim Asat Karmavir Bhavet.
Aishvaryam Shastram Utsriya, Banda Mokshanu Darshanam, Vivikta Padam Agyaya, Kim Asat Karmavir Bhavet.
Aishvaram Shastram Utsriya, Banda Mokshanu Darshanam, Vivikta Padam Agyaya, Kim Asat Karmavir Bhavet.
Please repeat Aishvaram, bringing understanding of God, or Krishna
consciousness.
Shastram, the Vedic literature. Utsriya, giving up, Banda, of bondage, Moksha, and of liberation, Anudarshanam, informing about the ways, Vivikta Padam, distinguishing spirit from matter, Agyaya, not knowing, Kim Asat Karmavir Bhavet,
What
what can be the use
What can be the use
of temporary,
of temporary
fruitive
activities.
Translation and purport is doing this Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada.
Prabhu, I have very bad hearing. Can you please
Speak louder.
Yeah.
This is better. Louder.
Yes.
Little bit.
I don't mind to speak louder. It's good. The neighbors should not wake up. Narada Muni had spoken of a swan. That swan is explained in this verse. The Vedic literatures, Shastras vividly describe how to understand the Supreme Lord, the source of all material and spiritual energy. Indeed, they elaborately explain these two energies. And the swan, Hamsa, is one who discriminates between matter and spirit, who accepts the essence of everything, and who explains the means of bondage and the means of liberation. The words of scriptures consist of variegated vibrations. If a foolish rascal leaves aside the study of these Shastras to engage in temporary activities, what will be the result? Please repeat. Narada Muni had spoken of a swan.
Had spoken of a swan.
That swan is explained in this verse.
That swan is explained in this verse.
The Vedic literatures,
Shastras,
vividly describe how to understand the Supreme Lord, the source of all material and spiritual energy. Indeed, they elaborately explain these two energies. The swan, Hamsa, is one who discriminates between matter and spirit, who accepts the essence of everything, and who explains the means of bondage and the means of liberation. The words of scriptures consist of variegated vibrations. If a foolish rascal, loud enough, leaves aside the study of these Shastras, to engage in temporary activities, what will be the result? Purport: the Krishna consciousness movement is very eager to present Vedic literature in modern languages, especially the Western languages, such as English, French, and German. The leaders of the Western world, the Americans and the Europeans, have become the idols of modern civilization because the Western people are very sophisticated in temporary activities for the advancement of material civilization. A sane man, however, can see that all such grand activities, although perhaps very important for temporary life, have nothing to do with eternal life. The entire world is imitating the materialistic civilization of the West. And therefore the Krishna consciousness movement, very much interested in giving the Western people knowledge by translating the original Sanskrit Vedic literatures into Western languages. The word Vivikta Param refers to the path of logic discourses concerning the aim of life. If one does not discuss that, which is important in life, one is put into darkness and must struggle for existence. What then is the benefit of his advancement in knowledge? The people of the West are seeing their students becoming hippies, despite gorgeous arrangements for university education. The Krishna conscious movement, however, is trying to convert misguided, drug-addicted students to the service of Krishna and engage them in the best welfare activities for human society. So, yeah, very interesting chapter. After I studied this chapter, I was understanding, because Narada Muni has a challenge here. He has to educate very highly important personalities. And he can talk not nonsense. Why not? Because the whole protection of the human society depends on his instructions. What's going to tell them now? 10,000 sons of Daksha. Daksha, also a small personality. He's a Prajapati, progenitor. In the beginning of the creation, the whole universe has to be populated with all types of living entities. So, all this Darwin nonsense is a big joke. I just read yesterday again. In these poems on Saturday we discussed that. Prabhupada said, Darwin, it is not his philosophy, theory. He took it most probably from the Padma Purana, that all the species are explained, and he liked that concept and he started speculating on it in a demonic way, means atheistic. How to smart. I don't know, sometimes I'm very busy with these things, how the leaders of the last centuries has been able to make the people extremely losing their faith in God. Even when they worship God, it is so weak, they cannot convince anyone to firmly stand on this and make a government of this. Even they are following, or they become slogan pronouncers, just 2 lines. There is no philosophical depth in the relationship of God. Right? So, because somebody, either Darwin himself or somebody else, has seen that this theory is the perfect weapon to make somebody losing their faith in God. And the more reasons you can put, the more you can destroy the faith. But we as devotees, we know, and they blame the religionist, you're a sentimentalist, show me, you cannot show you're a sentimentalist, you're a sticker on your head. You don't have sufficient brain to think logically, so put on the side. No degree, no power to talk, no position to talk, no authority to talk, because you believe in something I cannot see with my eyes. That is the power of Darwin theory. Actually, the sloka goes very much about this, distinguishing, discriminating between matter and spirit. That's extremely important in spiritual life, in human life. And human life means spiritual. Otherwise, say, what's the benefit? What is the... Narada Muni keeps repeating this point. What is the benefit, my dear sons of Daksha, great future leaders of this society? Better you be brahmachari and get out. Don't take all this responsibility. Hey, Daksha says, what is this? So Narada Muni. But he's so hammering the point, and he did it successfully because they never started to take a high position in the society. Just brahmachari, get out, go back straight, not like this, like this, straight. So then I come back on the point of that, but I want to just say that how important centers like this is. Like Science of Sciences, that's a department which is the top of all studies you can do. Study science. What is science? There is nothing more higher than this. And there are only very few students for that. But that does not mean that the government don't spend money for this, or that they close down the department. Because it's so important, even there are only a few students. So the Science of Sciences is Krishna consciousness. Is fine. Yeah, Achincha Veda Veda Tattva is the king of philosophy. And so how important is you young people also, and all this, to take this training, although it's not easy always. Or we are only few, or nobody appreciates, or nobody cares. Or, we don't care that they don't care. We care that Krishna cares, Narada Muni cares, Prabhupada cares, and we know one day it will be a huge success in human society larger also. Okay? That was one point I want to make. It is very important. Yeah, I first want to come, there are so many points in this chapter which are very, very interesting, of course. But I want to come again on this point of how to destroy the faith in God, what's going on today. So expertly, it is going on. That's why Prabhupada says this quote is very much, occupying me for the last years. That Prabhupada said when I read the teaching of Queen Kunti, say my biggest pain in the purport of Queen Kunti's Panata, my biggest pain is that the whole world is convinced that spirit comes from matter, life comes from matter. It's a product of matter. It gives me so much pain, he says. So why is giving Prabhupada so much pain? Because there is some wrong theory somewhere? No, because this is the power of the asuras. They don't, if you can convince people of this, all other games you can play. You try to understand this. You can cheat politically, you can cheat socially, you can cheat morally, you can cheat economically. Just because of this theory that life comes from matter. Then you can take up the authority, because if matter becomes the God, then those who understand the best about matter, they become God. And that's why the asuras are so interested to use this theory. And that's why Prabhupada says, we are so interested to destroy this theory to pieces. Not that you just make more varieties of Darwin theory, and keep the essential discussion on the side. We should be much more smart. We should straight attack it and find ways to popularize it and destroy their faith in atheism. We should destroy their faith in their theory. It's a fight. It's just a fight like any other fight. It's a fight of energies. And the atheistic mood is not just a theory which they throw out in the society and can keep discussing on it. No, it's intense envy energy against God. That is Darwin theory. So then Prabhupada says, I want all the devotees of the international society to challenge and destroy this philosophy. This is our main business in Krishna consciousness. So that the people should never think that the members of the devotees are mere sentimentalists, just cleaning some cartels against each other, chinky, 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 tang-a-lang-a-lang, right? And for the rest, they are, Buddhist type of, Buddhists are also jokers. They cannot challenge anyone. The challenge is, what is the challenge for solving all the problems? That you bring back the concept of God, with full faith in the heart, that you can spark the faith in God, and God, not just a general idea of God, and like Bhaktivedanta Saraswati says, the Christian idea is too vague. And they asked him to give an analysis of Christianity as the first time. It's too vague. Because it's too vague, again, there also the asuras can play. I'm doing a lot of research on how Christianity history was being paralyzed. That it could not transform the world. It could not even stop the meat eating, the animal killing. So what did they achieve? Because their idea of God is very vague. That's why Prabhupada didn't want to, when somebody says, why you call it International Society for Krishna? You call it International Society for God consciousness. No. We are spiritual scientists. We pin the point in every single detail we have answered. Like in Ajamil's story, second chapter says, the Vishnudutas are expert in logic and reasoning. But generally the idea is a religious man, he has no capacity for rationalization, right? That's the idea that pumping the world. As soon as you in the university start about God, he has not sufficient rationality capacity. We give you some life, but keep on the side. Huh? But it is all these things we have to defeat in our articles, in whatever programs we do, we have to bring it out. Right? Especially on these concepts, if we can present through this Krishna consciousness, that people, the modern minds they like it. At least those who still have some brains left. Anyway, brain can always be revived, the soul is always a spiritual brain. Right? So this distinguishing matter and spirit has a lot to do with this point, that we very much defeat this Darwin theory and spend a lot of time on this also. I think, how Prabhupada says it, so devotees are the best philosophers, the best scientists, and the best humanitarian workers. And the people should know this, that we are the best scientists, the best philosophers. And how they know that? That we have so many articles about so many subjects. One is science, one is philosophy, one is religion, one is on political systems, social system, economic system. And then the king of subjects is the science of self-realization. Because many times I'm thinking, sometimes we may doubt, or sometimes we get the criticism, all these spiritual, high, abstract, esoteric subjects, what it can help a person practically to function in society, right? Sometimes this criticism is given. But then why Narada Muni and why all the kings throughout Vedic history, which were first-class administrators, right? Like we see now, Yudhishthira Maharaj's kingdom was perfectly functioning. Why was the first concern for training such leaders to give them Atmajnana, spiritual knowledge? And why it is then from all the Vedas deals so much with all the subjects of practical subjects of society more than any culture has. And Vedic culture is a very practical culture also. You have the military science is there, the music science is there, the economic science is there, political science is there, the family science is there, agricultural science is there, the Ayurveda science is there. Everything is in the Veda. Right? So why then this highly philosophical, exclusive knowledge is called the right fruit? Because it seems if you can implement this, all the other things follow from that. Right? And Dakshana also a very responsible person, and he sends his sons not to academic material education, he sends him to Narada Muni. But he didn't understand the full picture. Actually, who was also instructed?
Instructed.
Yeah, instructed. Daksha, he became, I was thinking about it. Daksha became angry because he was a mixed devotee. Right? That, I forgot. In another situation, Narada Muni was instructed, but then there was a positive reaction. In one sense, it's not easy to understand Krishna consciousness because it totally, puts aside the interest in sense gratification, and that's the only language the conditioned soul knows, right? But because of the positive experience of Krishna consciousness, the personal experience of Krishna consciousness, the alternative higher taste, then you can be inspired, you can inspire others. The beauty of Krishna consciousness is that immediately you present the positive alternative, which is a positive, personal, pure life. Directly you can step into the higher taste. And that's where Krishna consciousness will become more successful than any other spiritual organization. And the impersonalist spiritual organizations, they are more successful in the beginning because, it's not such a confrontation of the heart, it's a little bit detachment. But on the long run, they will lose. The Krishna consciousness in the beginning, it's before you really get ready for intense purification, it takes some time. Right? But once you see, okay, it's not so bad if my false ego is taken away, I will overcome it. I will survive it when my false ego is attacked. And sometimes the false ego can give enormous reactions in the mind, right? You start, but then once you get the taste of purification, of testing, and once you get the taste of living amongst devotees, once this develops, and then the dynamics amongst devotees starts, then something comes out we cannot imagine. And Prabhupada knew that, of course. He started, first of all, use personalities who are, Prabhupada said, I have to pick up all 4th and 5th class people. Only exceptions like Swarup Damodar Maharaj, they come from Vaishnava family, from Manipur, from Kshatriya, already brought up. They are exceptions otherwise. So I have to work with them. So it takes time before it all shapes up to very dynamic, pure, personal Krishna consciousness where we can